We're the Couch Potatoes. I'm Marcus.
And I'm Josh. And today, we're gonna be reviewing The Dark Knight Rises. Play the trailer!
There's a storm coming.
You sound like you're looking forward to it.
I'm adaptable.
What are you?
I'm Gotham's reckoning.
Welcome back. As you clearly saw, and was led up to, we are reviewing The Dark Knight. For those of you who can comprehend what I'm saying, so we saw The Dark Knight. Some of us more than once on the first day, and we just wanted to go over our first initial thoughts before, we actually saw it, we heard the news about it. Josh.
The Dark Knight Rises is a film. No, I'm not going to do that.
Thank you, God!
The Dark Knight Rises is the final film to the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Probably the best trilogy in recent history. For our generation, at least.
Absolutely.
I'm just so happy. I saw this movie twice within 15 hours of each other. I fucking love this movie. I'm just gonna come out and say I'm a Batman fanboy. Batman's my thing. Ever since I was a little kid, I always loved Batman. Even when I was really little and didn't really know how film worked, I even liked the Schumacher movies just because they were colorful and had Batman in it. It's just. But this movie is probably, in my opinion, the best made out of all. Not necessarily the best story, but the best crafted, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I really loved all the performances. Before going into it, there were huge expectations for this film, beyond belief expectations for this film. And my bar was even higher because it was Batman. There were so many things that could have gone wrong. So many things that could have gone wrong. But Christopher Nolan stuck to his guns. I had faith in him, and he did it. He made a great Batman trilogy, which has never been done before.
I agree. When the whole concept of a new take on Batman first came out, I was like, oh god. Because, it's okay, we've seen so many, Batman Begins. We've been over this. There's the TV shows and several movies. So it's really, are we going to be beating this horse dry? What has Hollywood come to? And then, the Batman Begins came out, and I saw it about 4 years after it was already made. And I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. I was like, alright, that was cool. And then and then The Dark Knight was announced, and I was like, oh my god, great, another sequel to a remake. And I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be a complete drag. And I was horribly and wonderfully mistaken.
Well, what was your opinions about The Dark Knight?
I loved it. I thought it was the best of Christopher Nolan's take on Batman, and and then the news for The Dark Knight Rises came out, and I was like, all right, I'm excited. Bring it home. I want to see this. But by this time, I was a huge Christopher Nolan fan with Inception and going back and seeing his old films,
The Prestige,
Memento. Oh, Memento! Wonderful. It did phenomenal things, even for Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
So I was very, very excited to see The Dark Knight Rises.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you start out with this one because it's pretty obvious my reaction to seeing it the first time. But what was your reaction?
Oh, my initial reaction. Don't judge me here. I saw this and I was speechless. I was utterly speechless. I had no idea what to say. I had no idea how to come up with the right words to pay true appreciation to this work of art. You know, my Facebook status when I got home was Dark Knight Rises, ... sigh, no words. Christopher Nolan, you complete me, no homo.
Well, I don't really sound as gay when I compliment this film. But I did love this film. It's just... I can't even say it. I can't even say it. It's like, it's just an amazing movie. The more time that passes from seeing it, the more I would like it and respect it. It's sort of like Prometheus. When you first see it, it's like, wow, that was really spectacle, but there's not really much to it. But the more you think about it, the more it really is. It's a really, really good film. It's well crafted, well written. Best dialogue I've heard in the longest time. Like, the fact that they can mix such a dark tone with comedy.
Yes.
And this going into the writing and jokes and dialogue.
Absolutely.
It was perfect. The writing between Christopher Nolan and his brother Jonathan is phenomenal. The way that they sort of pay homage to the original Batman movies and the previous Nolan Batman movies, especially Batman Begins. See Batman Begins before seeing Dark Knight Rises. You don't necessarily have to see Dark Knight, but it'll help too. The more you know about the series, the more that you'll understand about this movie, the more you'll love it.
It's as much of a spoiler as you're going to get in this video.
Yes, this is a spoiler-free review. Alright, so acting.
Acting,
I think we gotta start out with the one that everyone was worried about. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. Everyone was worried about this because there's a lot of people who think Anne Hathaway can't act. I wasn't one of those people. I just didn't think that she could do Catwoman.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of things that she's done, but you know, I like her. You know, I like a lot of the works that she's done, and I saw this and I saw her in Catwoman, and I was like, all right, I'm sold. You know, it was like her first 10 minutes. I was okay. She can do it.
I'll go as far to say that the second that she is Catwoman, it takes a good minute for she sort of plays off as this normal girl, and then there's a split second. I'm not going to get into details here, but she says just one word. And it's just like, I'm sold. One word as Catwoman, and I'm like, okay, that's awesome. But the great thing is, she's never even mentioned as Catwoman.
Yeah.
In fact, she's just wearing a cat burglar suit and her goggles. And when she puts the goggles up, it looks like she has cat ears. That's the only real reference to Catwoman.
Yeah.
And Batman calling her cat burglar a million times.
Which is a really, really good part on, or a really good move on Christopher Nolan and Jonathan Nolan's part.
Because if people were calling her Catwoman, it would have just been cheesy.
Exactly. It would have been very
shticky.
I was going to say Schumacherish, but yes.
All right. So now on to the villain, Bane. What'd you think of Bane? I want to get your opinion before I say mine.
My opinion on Bane was it was very good. I mean, I thought he was extremely menacing. He really took you through a journey, and you know, you didn't really know exactly what his purpose was. You know, you were second guessing throughout until, you know, the third act and stuff like that, when it was made completely relevant. And I liked it. I thought Tom Hardy did amazing job. Yes. I thought he was absolutely amazing. I believe he should be completely recognized and honored for this portrayal.
Yeah, Tom Hardy as Bane. I'm going to say this before it was even announced that Bane was going to be the villain for this movie. I was a huge Bane fan. He's one of my favorite villains. Nightfall, the comic, the Nightfall Batman comic series.
Yes.
One of my favorites, and Bane was the main villain in that one. And I have tremendous respect for the character of Bane for being an intellectual and a juggernaut, just massive strength. So when I heard that it was going to be Bane, I was psyched and pissed because the last portrayal of Bane was in Batman and Robin, and the only thing iconic about that was bomb.
and shrinking to a nothing, you know, when he lost connection with his juice.
But Tom Hardy's performance was just amazing. Like, there's few villains in cinema where all you have to do is be standing there, just be present, and just the feeling of the room just shivering. Like, there's a scene where it's this really comedic scene between two people doing dialogue, minor characters, nothing at all, and then as soon as Bane pops up, mood changes instantly. It becomes dark and sinister, but he's also pretty funny. He's got some funny lines in here, especially in the Wall Street scene. There was a jab in there that was so funny. Like, it was like, all right.
Yes. And again, with his humor as a villain, you know, it wasn't commercialized. It wasn't cheesy.
Cartoon.
It wasn't a cartoon. It was a man who's witty, intelligent, and maniacal, but, you know, can still have fun while tearing the world apart.
Yeah, and I think we should just put it all together. Michael Caine, Christian Bale, Marion Cotillard, Morgan Freeman, all those people, Gary Oldman, all those people were good. That's a no-brainer. Those are phenomenal actors. I had an issue with the character.
The character, yes, but his, you know, his take with the character,
I just disagree. He was the lowest point of the movie, in my opinion. But still, he's good. That's the thing. It's the lowest point of the movie.
His character was unneeded.
Yes,
but he worked with that character.
He was just put in there just to have a struggle.
Yes.
You know what I mean? All right. So we're just gonna go straight to it. Overall opinions. What was your overall opinion in a few sentences?
My overall opinion for Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Rises is it was a very good end to an entire trilogy. I thought he ended his story very well. I give it 4.5 spuds.
You evil human being. As soon as Gotham is in ashes, you have my permission to die.
You have my permission to stop.
I'll kill you.
I will explain that in
5 out of 5 spuds. Ah, I hate you. I hope you get trolled. Anyway, so this is our review of The Dark Knight Rises. I'm not even going to give it an overview. You know what my opinion about the film? I love it. Best series ever. Well, I'll say best series for our generation. Best Batman ever. Like, if they even try and reboot this, it's only going to be a specific way. We'll get into that like in another video.
Spoiler.
Yeah, we're going to do another video on this. It's going to be a spoiler-heavy review with RJ. And we'll get into like what we think they should do from this point on, if they do want to reboot this. Yes. So
see it before that video.
Yes.
Or
dude,
die
don't ruin it for yourself. Like I gotta honestly say, don't ruin it for yourself. Yes. It's best going in not knowing little as possible.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you for watching this. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and spud out.
Spud out.
Spud out.